Hello there, new viewers. I am Josh the Celluloader. Now, normally I would be wearing a little skeleton mask that only my subscribers would know, or people who checked out my channel. But after being told that even with the mask, even with my voice pumped up to like the maximum on the mask, I would still sound muffled. So, just for this review, because I don't really have time to edit anything, I'm putting on this Spider-Man mask. It looks stupid, but would you rather hear me or look at me? I don't know. Now, before we get this started, I would like to thank some YouTubers. Well, shout out. I'd like to thank Bob Show and Josiah Clark for answering my emails, Luke Jeffers, Diego V, ZC Infinity, Rune, and Thomas Lopez for subscribing to my channel. I would also like to give a shout out to Gold Immersion, who is doing what I could not, which is review all of the Guestsheauxween movies. For now, I will only be doing The Haunting of Whaley House, due to time constraints. Now, at first, I was going to review all the Guestsheauxween movies. But then I answered a call from ZC Infinity and agreed to do Vampire Dog. But then when I realized that I really wanted to be on Guest Show, and it wouldn't be finished until after the 15th, I decided to do this instead. So this is me half-assing it. Okay, my definition of half-ass is me reading my IMDb review of it on the internet. I would also like to give a shout out to Toon Studios 1. This guy, watch his channel. Along with Gold Immersion, definitely watch his channel. But Toon Studios 1, he made a Cool Cat review when Cool Cat reviews were no longer that funny. And his was fucking hilarious. So I'd like to thank you, Toon Studios 1, for making my day and giving me a reason to even do this. Subscribe to Gold Immersion. He's a fairly new YouTuber, started posting about a week ago, and he's only got about 2 subscribers, one of which is me. He is doing what I think is all the Guestsheauxween movies, but may just be only a few. But he's doing more than me, so just subscribe. I like him. Now, I was just like you a couple of weeks ago, in the sense that I thought that this was going to be a bad movie. When I sat down and actually bothered to watch it after seeing Bob's show tell me to do it for Guestsheauxween, because otherwise I wouldn't have really watched the movie, it's the Asylum, and not listen to the reviews on this site, I was pleasantly surprised. Now, before we start, I would like to say that I have not been to the Whaley house. I've not seen photos of this place, but from what I read, the stories are pretty accurate. I am reviewing this as a standalone movie, not a companion piece to the house itself. First, let's get into the plot. Penny is a tour guide on the most haunted house in America when a girl suffers a seizure after witnessing some scary shit go down in the house. Penny doesn't believe that there are really ghosts, but her mentor thinks the opposite, as she's been working there for over 30 years. She tells Penny 3 important rules. 1. Don't call the ghosts out. 2. Don't damage the house. And 3, most importantly, number 3, don't ever go inside the motherfucking house at night. Penny then goes to hang out with her friends, Jake, Vanessa, Craig, and Giselle, at the cemetery. Because that's where people go to talk among friends. Just talk about stuff. I don't know. I could be wrong. After all, I have no friends of my own. Who am I to judge? She tells them about the earlier seizure, which leads into a conversation about how whether or not ghosts are real. Which leads into a conversation about how whether or not ghosts are real. They convince Penny to sneak them into the Whaley house at night, and Craig brings along his cousin, twice removed, Black-ass Ray. Ray also brings along his famous psychic friend, Keith Drummond. After this, they start exploring the Whaley house. This is the second out of 2 movies I've done. Oh, shoot. The Asylum doesn't particularly help this movie win with critics and The fact that this movie was made by the Asylum doesn't particularly help this movie win with critics and movie fans. Well, or movie fans. I don't know why. This movie is cliched and standard, but it's an okay movie. Where this movie excels is in its sense of terror, as well as horror scenes. Unlike what you would normally expect from horror movies today, let alone the Asylum. Remember Mega Shark? Mega Shark versus whatever. Who gives a shit? This movie decides to go the old school route in terms of anticipation and terror. I thought this movie wasn't going to be that scary. Holy shit, I was wrong. The movie really reels you into the scares that, thanks to the moments of quiet, the bone-chilling screams of the Whaley family, sudden appearances and disappearances of said Whaleys, and the history of the house itself. Every ghost is terrifying. When you hear from Keith that Thomas Whaley or Anna Whaley is nearby, you feel like you are going to shit your pants. In fact, I think I just did. This little girl, while being your standard creepy little girl, somehow manages to stand out above the crowd. Fuck you, Sakako and Kayako. The Whaley girls, here to stay. I hated any time they mentioned Yankee Jim. With a name like that, coupled with another name like Santiago, as well as the fact that he's a lanky 6'4" wall monster, who is still scary even if you don't really see it in the dark lighting. The movie has your basic jump scares, but there's so little of them around that they actually turn into pretty terrifying moments. The design of the ghost is what really makes the movie scary. Every time you see them, you feel uneasy. It's just, like, it's the standard jump scare, but it's not comfortable to be around these people. While it exceeds expectations in the scare department, it doesn't really do so for the other aspects. There are points where the movie is dark. The characters are your basic cliched young people, and the story is really lacking. But who cares when you've got scares? The characters even go beyond the cliches. Even where they're complete assholes, you still fear for their lives and want them to live. It was honestly saddening to see and hear Penny's pleas for help to get out of the house at the end of the movie. None of them live. And that was just like, why? Just why? The acting is fairly average in this movie. Not so good, but also not bad. The worst offender is definitely Keith. The actor who plays him looks like he's always smelling like shit in the air or something. He's always like, hold up. He's always like this. He's always like, I hear ghosts in the air that look like upstairs. That's how he is. The actor who plays Ray also stands out from the rest of the group. He manages to play Ray as a geek and as a scared black guy, the stereotypical scared black guy, so over the top that it actually works for the movie. He was one of my favorite parts of the Whaley house. In my honest opinion, I say that this is a good movie for the Asylum. In fact, a great movie for the Asylum, but it's only okay. I give it a 5 out of 10. They might have not been able to film in the real Whaley house, but the replacement will always be stuck in my head. This movie is the stuff of nightmares. Also, Whaley. Listen to that name, it just rings out in your head like, Whaley. Like, it may sound stupid the way I'm saying it, but just, I get creeped out every time I hear that name. I don't want to be anywhere around the Whaleys, especially not fucking Yankee Jim. You should see how he looks like. Or at least, I think that's how he looks like. I mean, the wall monster just kind of appears there. Alright, see you guys. Josh the Celluloader. And remember, Stick back for my other reviews, including the Vampire Dog review that I will bring to Guest Show in January. And subscribe to Gold Immersion, Toon Studios 1, Bob Show, Josiah Clark, Luke Jeffers, ZC Infinity, Rune, Diego V, also known as the Lightning Kid, Thomas Lopez, and there's another person. Oh, no, wait. Oh, that's just about it. On a side note, I don't usually do reviews like this. Again, I wear a skeleton mask, not a Spider-Man mask. But when I'm reviewing the actual movie, I animate it. So it's not really, like, muffled. You can still hear me speak because I don't wear the mask when I record. You should also subscribe to my channel, because if you want to see what I have up next, there are two things. One, you have to watch my stuff on VidMe, because that's where I'm posting my more serious content, like my reviews, my announcements, my Let's Plays. On the YouTube channel, I usually just do vlogs, lazy-ass reviews, and some other shit. Also, if you subscribe to me on YouTube, you get a subscriber-only review. This month's review is Crybaby Lane, the legendary Nickelodeon banned movie that was so horrifying that there's a creepypasta on it. It's not scary. That's my thoughts on it. It's not scary. It's also hella forgettable. Alright, see you guys. Now, I would also like to thank ZC Infinity for sticking with me, even though I told him that this Vampire Dog review would not be on Guest Show this month, but on January. I would also like to thank him for being very cooperative with my difficult sense of, like, mind. Like, thanks, man. You're really just giving me a chance. I mean, I didn't even think you were, like, gonna accept or anything. Like, I just was like, I like collaborating on reviews, and you were like, okay, let's go do it. And I'm real sorry that I can't put it on Guest Show this month. I'm real sorry. I just really want to be on Guest Show, man. Alright. I'm also really sorry that this was really an advertisement for other YouTube channels. Gold Immersion, he asked, and who am I to deny him that request? I've only got 5 more subscribers than him. I'm no different from what he is. Plus, I'm pretty sure I'm way younger than he is. Also, I just really wanted to give a shout out to some of my favorite YouTubers who have helped me along the way for these past couple of months. And I would also like to say this review is not half-assed. I made my IMDb review of The Haunting of Whaley House today, thinking about this Guest Show review while making it. Because I really wanted to write it somewhere where I could, I just really wanted to write it somewhere, so that's all I wanted to say. This isn't really half-assed. It just feels half-assed because I feel as if I could have done so much better, but I don't have a lot of time. Thank you for watching.